So I'll use this file, which I thought I'd shown you before, to look at the process for joining uh, extra data onto one of the files that we get back using get underscore ACS. And in this thing, I was working on a graphic problem, and I'm trying an alternative to Choropleth, which is to show the median income of counties in the state of Washington. And then here's the point. Instead of coloring the landmass of a county, I map median income to the color of a dot, and then the dot is placed at the centroid of each county, and the size of the dot is used to describe the population of each county. This avoids the use of land area as an indicator of importance. Okay, so some of the data that I want is in a file called County Complete, which is in the Open Intro package. And then there's the usual stuff. I need tidy census and I need tidyverse. And I guess somewhere I needed stringer, yeah. So I get the Centroids data. This I got from the Census Gazetteer, and I don't think I showed you how to use that, but that's not important for our current job. What I get out of the Centroids data is the latitude and the longitude of the centroid point of each county in the state of Washington. So that's two of the pieces of information I need to do what I want. And then the next thing to do is to get the basic information using get underscore ACS. And this gives me a value of median household income, as well as all of the geometry that I need to draw a map for all the counties in the state of Washington. Okay? And an interesting thing to notice here, and this is an important point, is that the multi-polygon data is the last thing in the data frame. Okay, so here's what we're doing. First, I did an intermediate step. I did a Cleveland type dot plot for the median income values in all the counties in the state of Washington. You see what I expect. And here's the basic choropleth based on that data. And here is the situation that I want to get away from, which is, yeah, color tells me what the income is, but big counties in land area are not necessarily big counties in population. So here's where I get the other pieces of information. First I get something called CC. It's just a subset of the data in County Complete, and I only want the counties in which the state name is Washington. And the only variables I want are the FIPS code and the population 2010. And then I change the name of the FIPS code to GeoID. And then I actually convert GeoID, which was a numeric coming out of County Complete, and I make it a character. Now, I could do this with the state of Washington because the FIPS code for every county in the state of Washington begins with 53. If you try to do this with states, you can get into trouble because Alabama, for instance, has a FIPS code as a character form of 01. And that means that if you have some numeric FIPS codes, Alabama would have a FIPS code of 1. And if you convert it to a character, you'll get the character 1. But you won't get the character string 01, which means that you'd have a matching problem. Okay? So with all of these things, I start with County Complete and all the stuff I talked about here that you have to do with County Complete. And then I select what I want from County Complete, which is the centroids, the GeoID, the lat, and the long. And then I do two full joins. And these two full joins are working on GeoID, which is the common name variable in all three of these data frames. Now, when you do this with state names, you're going to want to have numerics for everything because of that problem with leading zeros in everything up to including 9. Okay? And the next point to look at here, I'm doing a full join first to add county complete to Centroids, and then the last thing I do is to do a full join to get the geometry data and the median household income, and I call the final result MED HHC. It is important that the last thing that you add in this process is the data frame that has the geometry information. geom_sf actually requires that, which I found out the hard way. Okay, so you do two joins by GeoID, and again, same name, same data type. Okay, and then I did what I wanted with my map, and I should have put a better theme out here. This doesn't look great, but it illustrates the basic point that I wanted to make, which I've got a choropleth-like map. I can see the state, the boundaries of the counties in the state of Washington, and I can look and I can see that, yeah, King County is the most important county, and I can see that these counties up here, this thing that looks pretty big, is really of minimal importance. Okay, so that, I hope that'll help you with assignment 3.